listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. Here's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women. Welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast, and I'm Diane Rolston, your host. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of closing things off right. And this is especially good for goals and New Year planning. So maybe you are just before Christmas, if you're listening to this right away, or it's going to be just before New Year's or just after New Year's. And if this is the time that you are listening to this, congratulations. You have an amazing opportunity that I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later on, a gift that I'm giving you that will help you to really build a strong foundation for 2020. And this gift is free. You get a chance to work with me and some of the other women that are in my community, some other clients of mine. And so that's just a really cool opportunity. So stay tuned. So why bother? Why bother closing things off right? Well, we need to close things off right in any type of situation. Now, let me go through some situations this might be good for. Anytime you've been to an event, worked on a project, had a specific situation kind of happen in your life, an experience, a trip, a milestone, a transition, or any goal that you achieved or didn't achieve. This is especially good, as I said, right now with New Year's on its way. It's a really great time to close off 2019 or whenever you're listening to it, to close off the year that you're in. Now, the first thing I want you to think about is you've heard of SMART goals, right? You've heard of specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and traceable or trackable. You've heard of SMART goals, and it's important to create SMART goals. But have you heard of the extra E and R? The E is evaluate, so evaluating those goals afterwards, and then the R can be review or replenish or recharge. There are many different kind of ways of looking at the E and the R, but specifically what I want you to think about is we need to close things off right. You know, you wouldn't just walk away from someone in the middle of a conversation. So in this way, we really want to make sure that we're putting a little finishing bow on things, that we're completing things correctly. And in order to do that, we need to have a bit of reflection, to look back and see how it went, to grab the good, to grab the bad, to grab the learning from both of those, to celebrate the good, to discard the bad, let go of the guilt and to be able to move forward with a clean slate. So if we look at the E, I want to focus on the word evaluate. Really evaluating how that event, situation, experience, milestone, transition, or year, how it went. And finding out, like I said, what went well, what didn't go well. Evaluating the year. Because otherwise we can sit in that place of judgment. We can sit in that place of, oh, it was this sucky year. It really was terrible. But actually, there were probably a lot of great things about it. In doing that review, in looking back at things, you're going to find out what you want to let go of, what you want to leave behind. And the good part is what you want to bring forward with into this new year or into the next project or the next experience or the next milestone or the next transition or the next goal. You have that choice. But another key thing is to be able to recharge and replenish. And you can do that when you find what has been depleted. When you find out what didn't go well, what you find out what you truly need, and not just in your business, not just in, if you think of life, in every single area of life, in your relationships, in your home, in your health, in your friendships, with your significant other, your fun and recreation, with your money, with your personal development, with your spiritual life, like each and every area. needs to be looked at for the year. And really, for projects and all these other things I've mentioned, all these other reasons and things that you would close off, you want to be looking at all of them. Why do you want to look at all of them? Well, we don't want one piece to be left kind of undone. One piece of it not completed. Even when I finish with clients, I insist that we do a completion session. It's just to have an honorable closure where each person kind of talks about first you talk about how far the client has come, really honor what went well, what learnings they have, what tools they have. So they have kind of a cheat sheet moving forward. And also so that each individual, so this goes the same if a partnership has split, if you're no longer working with someone on your team, if a staff member leaves, have an honorable closure. Talk to each other about the good things. Really honor each other for the things that went well, the things you appreciated about the other person. And then the importance of closing things off right is because you want to say goodbye in the right way. You know, recently I had a mom at my school. Her family moved back to their country, and I realized that they were going to be leaving. And then sadly, I said, let's get together before you go. And she didn't, but I didn't either. And so she's gone, and we didn't get to say a proper goodbye in person. I didn't get that chance to honor the friendship that we had, mainly in the first few years that she was here, because she did move further away from us. But saying goodbye in a way that you really get to give thanks to the relationship is important. And saying goodbye to the year is no different. You wouldn't just walk away from someone. And so saying goodbye to the year really honors the year and what the year gave you. And even if you think like, oh my gosh, it was a crap year, it's okay. There's still some good parts to it. Even if the most tragic thing happened, there are still things to take from the year. There are still things to take from a failed project, from a business you had to close. There's still something to learn and glean from. Now, it's important to close things off also because it helps you to build a foundation for the next thing you're moving into. So if you're moving into a new project, a new relationship, a new year, building that foundation by grabbing the great things that happened the year before really helps you to set up the next year, the next project, whatever it may be. And the last reason why you really should close things off properly is so that you're truly ready. You want to create space. I say to my kids before Christmas comes, let's go through your toys and see which ones you want to get rid of. It creates space. It helps you to be truly ready. I find that many people have a hard time reaching their goals. And a lot of it's because they still hold on to goals that they haven't accomplished or, really they feel guilt about not accomplishing. And what I know is that people need some help. And I promised you a gift. And so the gift is for you to join me in the 5-day reset. The 5-day reset is happening December 26th to 31st. 5 days. Resetting with me in a mini program. Mini, I mean mini, because it's going to be 15, 20 minutes a day. And that's all of it. You get the action guide. You're going to work with me together in an engaging way where you're going to do the activities and fill in the answers right with me so that you don't have to do any other activities afterwards. Now, maybe you want to think about things and that kind of scares you and want more time, and that's totally cool. Not a problem. Now, the biggest issue that I see, though, is that people make goals without doing these steps first, these 5 steps, these 5 simple yet smart steps that I do every year. And finally, a few years ago, I decided to start sharing them with those around me. I was already doing it in my life and saw the power of that. And I wanted to make sure that I was able to bring it to more people. So together, we're going to start off with this training to build the foundation so that you're ready to kick off 2020 because you've said goodbye to 2019. You've closed it off right. So what do you need to do now? 3 things, 3 simple things. 1, mark December 26th to 31st in your calendar. Now, we're going to be meeting in a Facebook group at 9 a.m. Pacific time for I know a lot of East Coast friends in Ontario and such. That'll be 12 p.m. Eastern time. And that's when the Facebook Lives happen. If you cannot join live, that's okay. Watch the replay, but you still need to get into the group and you still need to grab the action guide. Trust me, you want to do that so it's super easy, fill in the blanks. So to download the action guide, you're going to do it at this link. I'm going to tell you the link, but I'm also going to put it in the show notes. So it's a bit.ly link. So http:/bit.ly/join 5-day reset. That's JOIN, the number 5, day, DAY, reset, RESET. Then you can also request to join the Facebook group. Why would you want to do that? Well, that's the only place that you're going to be able to get the videos. And it's going to be a place where other people are going to be engaging as well. And so it's going to be lots of fun. You're going to get to know people and you're going to get support from me. So you need to request to join the Facebook group. That's also a bit.ly link. And it's /your success group. So http:/bit.ly/your success group. I'll put those in the show notes. And I encourage you to come and join me. Come and join me with this really simple yet smart 5-step process that I personally have gone through every single year in order to close the year off right. Also, you can use it to close off other things, as I mentioned. So make sure you jump in. You get a chance to work alongside me, to do this activity with me. I'm going to be doing it with you, or like maybe right before the call, I'll do it myself and then I'll jump on and I'll share with you. So you get to come on there and share how it's going for you. And I will give some coaching to some of the people that are on as well, which is a really great opportunity to have some time, be a client of mine for a little bit. And again, this is completely complimentary. It's my gift to you. Now, let's say you're listening to this later on. You found my Dynamic Women podcast and you started from the beginning, and then eventually you get to this one, and maybe we're in another month. I encourage you to still join the group. The group's links will work. The videos will not be in there later on, but you still will have a chance at the end of next year to jump in and be part of that. So I encourage you to be part of the group because there's going to be lots of other ways to engage and move yourself forward. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. Make sure, though, with everything you do in life, that you close it off right so that you can get the full benefit. Until next time, everyone, stay dynamic.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.